Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. Today we are at Baxter Cycle, and look at this absolutely beautiful motorcycle they have out for us today. There's really a lot going on with this one. Just check that out. Absolutely gorgeous. Triumph 6T, 1952 6T. Look at that whole front end there. So what is it? Well, it's a inline twin, 650cc about, single carburetor, 4-speed, rigid frame, kind of rigid. We'll get back to that in a minute. It's got the telescopic forks already, 52. Drum brake on the front. Now look at that drum. Kind of a little baby drum, isn't it? There's a lot of, it's a very good looking motorcycle, especially through here in my mind. I love what they've done with all this right here. But anyway, back to the engine. Looks like a magneto generator. Let's hop over here to the other side. I think that's a magneto. Anybody knows any different, get a hold of me. Mark in the, say something in the comments. Okay, generator right there. I'm guessing a 6-volt battery. Just a beautiful thing. So, the primary separate transmission separate from the engine. Lucas magneto, it says right there. The I just love these things. I just love these things. Absolutely gorgeous. Overhead valve. Cams are down here in the cam chest. Probably some push rods. Yeah, right there. External oil lines. The oil probably drips back through here down and then back into the lower end through those oil lines right there. Looks like about the same thing there. So pressurized up to the head. As a matter of fact, here's some oil lines right here. And then anyway, so kind of neat, isn't it? Look at that air filter. I'm guessing there's supposed to be a connection there, right there. That's actually one of the trademarks of this year, is that hole in the frame for the air filter. I think it's, I can't remember, 50s, well, through the 50s anyway. Oil tank right here. It's a dry sump engine. Kickstart only, of course. I love the, look at the case work. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful looking thing. Gorgeous. So let's look at the rear hub of this thing. That's kind of an interesting thing. I've noticed these before. They've jumped out at me before. Look how big this is. Look at my hand size there. And I thought, well, what's going on here, Why is it like that? And what I was told was it's an integral suspension system. They, instead of putting shocks on here or doing something like that, they kept the rigid rear end, but they designed a hub that would absorb shock. And that's why that's so massive like that. The other thing is also the brake was made an integral part of the hub at this year, although it doesn't really look like that to me. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's what I thought I read. But so it's a very different looking hub. So this is actually a little bit of suspension up and down, internal in the hub. And if you look at here, you can see, well, those are for the spokes, but I'm really not sure how it works. If you all know anything about that, please comment below. There's the adjusters for the chain. Look at all these cast pieces. These springs are for the kickstand. The last bike I was wondering about that, and got to looking at it after the video, and that's what I learned. Here's the brake system. I love the way those look. The old mechanical brakes. Air pump right there. The whole, the rest of the rear suspension right there. Part of the seat. I can't say that word if you all know how to do it. So let's jump up to the tank. I'm not sure what size tank it is. It's got the cargo rack, the flat cap, the knee pads, kind of a contoured, stylized knee pad. Look at how that looks. Very, very interesting. The now here's where it gets extra fancy. Like, look at this badging on the side here. And I just noticed that. So let's look at this. Chrome, the roundness, all the stylized pieces, kind of the hump on the fender. Then you come over here, you've got this tank with the 4 chrome stripes and the Triumph name right there. But look at this nacelle. This whole front end here. Thunderbird, it says right there. Just everything is, you know, this marker light down here. I think this is the first year, the Lucas focused headlight. And then down here we've got a marker light, pilot's light, whatever they call it. You know, the fairings around the forks here, covering the forks. It just looks, you know, very, very finished. A lot of style went into that. You know, this is 1952. 52, you know, we're getting the beginnings in America. We're getting the beginnings of the, you know, the early Chevys. The later in the 50s, we get the 55, 56, 57 Chevys. You know, a lot of triple colored paint jobs and things like that. So we're kind of getting in the beginning of that with this. You know, we've got the hump on the fender again here. Just look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Staying with the front end, you know, mechanical brake. I think that's supposed to be a 7-inch on the front and a 7-inch on the rear also, by the way. Just kind of a gorgeous system, isn't it? Single leading shoe. My understanding is you unbolt this, you get a flat, you unbolt this, you push this down, you use this as a stand to jack up the front of the bike while you fix the tire. Very interesting design. Isn't that just gorgeous? And again, here's the air pump, made in England, it says. Okay, jumping up here. On this side, we've got the clutch lever, probably a horn. I don't see a compression release or anything like that. Steering dampener. High lows is my guess, right there. Not sure. Some sort of primitive cruise control. The brake, of course. Off, low, high for the lights. Not sure what that is. Amp meter, Smith gauge right there. Probably, yeah, chronometric. There's a guy in just miles from here that works on this smithworks.com, I think is his website. But look at that. Look at the detail in there. Little shift marks for second, third, fourth. Very neat. Isn't that just, you know, that's a very interesting look through here. You know, let's sit on that once. Just interesting place to be. You know, very narrow handlebars, by the way. I like it. Look at that. You know, chrome and stylized, and just everything's right there. Very neat. Very neat. I like it. I like it a lot. One of the things I read about these engines is that it's a T6 means it's got the 650 engine. A T5 has a 500 engine. T6 has the, or 6T, 6 means the 650, T stands for Triumph. But these are low compression engines. And Randy, one of the owner here, was telling me that he loves these because these are the top ends, or bike's easy to kick because it's a lower compression. And it just always starts easy to run, doesn't try to tear apart the bottom. Just a good solid machine in that sense. Isn't this just beautiful? Look at this. That looks like a regulator up in there. I think we saw that on one of the other bikes. I just love all of this. Just an absolutely gorgeous machine. Pea shooter pipes. This little bulge right here. I like it. I like it a lot. An absolutely gorgeous machine. Just a lot to look at here, isn't there? Look at how that's all done. Very light by modern standards, but I could not find a weight on this bike, by the way. I would guess it's less than 400 pounds. And I think the horsepower, I found a couple different numbers. I found everything from 32 to 38 horsepower. A very nice looking motorcycle. Y'all always ask me, so I'm going to hold it up. There's the information on it, including the price. If you're interested in something like this, well, if you're interested in any of these bikes, BaxterCycle.com. They've got, looks like Triumphs, Nortons, more Triumphs. This is a whole row of Triumphs. BSAs, Royal Enfields. Anyway, if you're interested in anything like this at all, get a hold of Randy or Amanda or Jeremy here at Baxter Cycle, and they can help you out. Isn't that just a gorgeous machine? Hey, life is good, y'all. Get out there and ride. Wahoo!